Welcome back to the Culture Crusade. And you might notice that I don't have a camera.
I forgot this week.
Oh, we got it.
I forgot. My
bad. There's definitely delays on my end. So let's see. How do I look at the moment? Is it still like crap?
You look good, but your audio is.
You look like Super Mario.
Oh no, not the audio. So it might be. I might be like this for this stream today. Hopefully that my internet won't crap itself. Australian internet, man. Oh gosh, can't wait till I get Starlink. But a couple of things have to happen before I get there, like building a new house and other things. If I can manage it, it's going to be a journey. But speaking of journeys, it's been a wild week. Have you guys gone this week?
My daughter got married last night.
Oh,
dude!
Congratulations, dude!
You know, on that note,
that's another congratulations, man.
There's a bit of a Night's Watch announcement on that front. So, Oz, remember Oz? He's been a co-host on and off on the channel. He got married this week. And yeah, I know. That's a big thing. I was his best man, and he got married. Very, very happy for him. It is, genuinely good news.
Who was his best man?
I was.
Was that?
You were Oz's best man?
Yeah.
That's cool, dude.
Why is that a surprise?
I wasn't.
Which Oz are we talking from Friday? Oh, I'm thinking about Az.
No. Oz from Night's Watch.
Oh, Night's Watch. Okay, sorry, my brain.
He said that.
I was at a wedding all day yesterday, and my brain. Congrats.
It happens, man.
I feel like Jack Sparrow when they're talking about the wedding and the Black Pearl. Drinks all around. Congrats, man. That's so cool to hear.
It was so funny. We bought so much liquor, and I told my wife, I'm like, that we are not using half of this liquor. And like, I go up and the bartender's just there, like by himself. I'm like, oh, you look bored. Like, I know it's a church wedding. You're not going to get a lot of customers.
Yeah.
Should have had me. I'd have killed at least a third of it.
Bro, literally, I bought 2 cases of Stella Artois and 2 cases of Coronas.
Okay, I'd take the Corona over Stella Artois. I would take Corona.
No Stellas were taken. 0. 2 Coronas.
Oh, Corona with lime and salt is so good, though.
So good.
So good. Oh, you've had it with salt and lime?
Just lime.
Just lime. Yeah.
Always
I like
lime.
you put a little bit, a dash of salt on the rim like you do a margarita. Dude, I'm telling you, it's so good.
I like orange juice. Orange juice is nice. And other fruit juices. Good Portello. Portello's good. Sorry, what are we talking? Alcohol. I don't know. Who knows anything about alcohol? I know
Jesus. Jesus did. That was his first miracle. He made alcohol. I'm with Jesus. It's in the Bible. What do you want?
It is in the Bible.
I'm not saying
but also, drunkenness is greatly condemned as well.
Correct.
Well,
Jesus drank, but he never drunk.
I think you're right there. Drunkenness is great.
No. I was always taught you drink until you feel it, and then you stop. That's what I was saying.
Oh, wow.
If you start to feel
That's
it,
how it goes.
Hey, everybody. Well, weddings.
What's up, McDev?
So better.
Hello, everyone.
We're celebrating two weddings this week. Oz, Shad's best mate, and my daughter yesterday.
Wonderful.
So,
lots of beer then.
Weddings galore.
Your daughter getting married, man. How does that feel?
Feels good, man. Feels good. That's 2. My son, who is. That's not him.
Not the son.
That's not him. My son got married in February, so it's like 2 kids getting married in 1 year. It's good. It's
that is.
later, man. You know what? It's a parent's job to raise honorable, kids and set them off into the world.
I want to raise warlords.
They are
absolutely
off the aircraft carrier and into the sky.
A true warrior gets prune juice, apparently. That's Worf's favorite drink.
That is right. But like kids that are raised properly especially in the current generation, it can have such an advantage. Like real basic things, just like merit, and you're not entitled to get anything you want, and you got to work. Like simple, basic things like that. Any kid that is raised with that is just massive advantage over any of these other kind of snowflake participation awards. You deserve everything, crybabies.
Dude, that crap started when I was really young. Like,
I got some of that.
We talk about it being like a modern generation. I remember being in kindergarten, and it was some just fun game or whatever. But it was like a shoe kicking contest where you put your shoe off and the kid that kicked the shoe the farthest. And like I winged that some bitch like up above my head and it landed behind me. I obviously did. And they still gave me a ribbon. And I look at my parents, I'm like, why the hell did I get a ribbon? And they're like, my parents were honest with me about it. And they were like, they're like, it's this dumb thing now where every kid has to. I was like, yeah, but I sucked. I did not kick my shoe further than anyone. Like, I definitely lost. And even I was like, what the hell is this? But dude, it's been going on for almost 30 years now.
I got some of those too when I was a kid. I played soccer for the YMCA. I played soccer for like 10, 11 years. I very much fit the stereotype. But the thing is, I went ahead and got into kickboxing, and I won trophies there. I actually won trophies, like legitimately won. And so, like, those are much better. I like those trophies much better. They feel a lot better.
Dude, that's actually it does.
It's gotten so much worse now because now it's like you have to validate people's identity. And by the way, people are like that, right? You have to validate my identity, and they feel like it is their right to not be offended. Okay, this is the new standard that's taught to kids these days.
Here's a list of things you have to remember to interact with me. That's kind of what's been going on.
It really is.
I love that. I love that the JD
of...
Vance clip about the reporters like, didn't you call all these women like fat and ugly? And
oh, that's not JD Vance. That's
that was Matt Gates. Matt Gates.
Matt Gates.
Thank you. Yeah. And she was like, "What do you say?"
Well,
like,
what do you think about them being offended? And he's like, "Be offended."
Trump's America.
Like, all these feminists, fat and ugly, and he says, "Yes, just, yes." Like,
yes, go on.
What if that offends them? But it's like, be offended.
He's like, yeah.
I mean, no, genuinely, that is a life skill people need to learn how to deal with offense. More specifically, to not take offense. To take offense is a choice you make. All right, no one can actually make you offended against your will. That's the real truth.
This generation was never taught the whole pick your battles thing. And I think because I was taught when I was a kid that if you pick the wrong battle, you're going to get laid out. And these kids, we kind of have a society now that everybody's a little too afraid to throw a punch. People are getting less afraid to throw a punch now. Oh, like, I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff on X that I've seen, but like people are getting way less afraid to throw a punch. And here's the problem. A lot of people now, unlike when I was a kid, are in MMA gyms. They're in boxing gyms. They're in they're in jiu-jitsu gym. Like the people now understand how to throw a punch, and it's everybody who just wants to run their mouth and say that how big and bad they are, and they just get laid out by some dude who probably just goes to a boxing gym twice a week.
To that point, you're saying like when you were a kid, it was different. Okay, I'm a generation or so.
Yeah, are you X or are you?
I'm Generation X. Yeah.
Yeah, you're X. Oh yeah, so you are a generation.
When I was a kid, me and my brother were the only kids in elementary school who took martial arts. So like
that's wild.
That essentially kept me out of fights all the way through high school because everyone's like, don't mess with the Millers.
I see you also for the stereotype.
There's an extension to this problem. Like Royce, you were saying that people might be more willing to get into fights. You know, another large group of people that are more willing to get into fights because they've been fed a lie? Entitled women. Women have been like, because the whole thing, you don't need no man, and you're just as strong as men and stuff like that.
Healthy at any size.
Healthy at any size. Oh, man, when you see some of those large women try and get up in the face of men and thinking that they can take them on, it's like, Oh, that and look,
I-
you know it
I
doesn't end
have-
well, and it doesn't.
I have noticed the biggins fall a lot slower than the small ones do. Have you noticed that? It just takes gravity a minute to go, oh shit, like gravity's got to
They
show up
usually
for
float
that
a little
one.
bit. There's more width, and so therefore they get a little draft and they can float a little bit.
Well, I think it's because when you're small, your legs can crumple underneath you,
Yeah.
right? But when you're big, your legs are your
That-
strongest muscle, so it's like your legs probably stiff, so you have to wait for the
Oh,
whole
that makes sense. That makes
whole
sense.
thing.
Like a tree.
Yeah.
This is a genuine science we're getting into here.
Dude, I'm down. I want the science of biggins taking a punch. Can we get that study, please?
So I genuinely
And then
believe that
they hit and then they roll.
So I genuinely believe that a man should never hit a woman, but I also believe that females are not always women. They do not always act like ladies. And when you see some of these crazy entitled brats getting up in the face of guys, and they've been fed this feminist lie that they're just as tough as guys and stuff like that, one of the interesting things, right, is to see the shock on their face when their reality is shattered, and they're just like, "What? How could this be?"
You know,
I-
that's a great like a point for Aikido, because you can not disable what do you call it? You can just stop somebody without having to hit them, but at the same time you're controlling, especially a girl, dude. A guy against a girl who knows Aikido, you just grab that wrist and you're like, you just do this, and her face is on the ground, and you're like, "Are you done yet?"
Well, I will say this.
There's
I
a
saw
balance.
a funny. I saw a funny video. And I was like, all right. It just got me, and I was like, and it was. I think it was played up for show, obviously, but this guy was sitting there, and this small little, thing. This woman. I don't know how old she was. She was probably around my age. And he was like, no, if I got you in a headlock, there's no way you'd get out. She's like, I'd get out in less than 5 seconds. And he goes, no, you wouldn't, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, all right, I want to see how this plays out. Funny enough. And so it's not like a real thing. He's like, okay. So he does the headlock. And he's like, all right, you ready? And she's like, yeah. He's like, go. And so he does it, and he gets her in the headlock, and she holds up a lighter to his forearm, and he goes, ah! It was like less than a second. And I was like, wow, effective.
Effective
That was pretty
technique.
good.
So
I was like, I just thought that was kind of funny. It's just like when women can absolutely defend themselves when there's an equalizer involved, such as a lighter or you
Or a
mentioned
gun. Or a
swords. Like,
Yeah.
Now,
but
when it,
Yeah, how'd the violence against women do in Australia when you took away their right to defend themselves, Shad? Not that you took away their right.
Exactly. That
When
was
you took
people
away all
who
the
were
guns,
opposed.
Chad.
Yeah.
I mean,
So when it comes to martial arts, there's a balance, because martial arts can absolutely help women better defend themselves. And look, I have seen in rare instances a well-trained woman defeat an untrained guy. Okay.
Oh my gosh,
They
dude, there's a video. Hold on, I don't know where it is, but there's a video of a guy who went, and this is like when they were letting guys say they're girls and go to the women's ring, and he was in wrestling, and the chick freaking beat him. And he was livid, like a girl.
Dude, do you remember that she was a professional MMA fighter? She was a striker, and some dude like tried to like get her like on the street. God, I cannot remember who this was. This was like 4 or 5 years ago, and there was a lot of press. It's like, oh, should she really have done this? Should she really have struck this guy? And all of us, like, I was like, yeah. Dude, she turned and bap, and dude dropped. I mean, hard and fast. But again, she was a professional MMA fighter, and this guy was just some creep that was literally trying to grab her on the street, and she just just lit him up, dude. And
the thing is, though, there comes a level. And this is where women do need to be careful. There comes a level where it really doesn't matter how much training you have. If your opponent has a massive size, weight, and strength advantage over you, there's nearly no chance you're going to win unless you play dirty or do something tricky. Like a guy who knows
it's in the street and it's life or death, play dirty.
Oh, God, yeah. Of course, play dirty. Yeah. If it's life or death, no. There's no rules of engagement there. Whatever you can do, do it.
Yep. Eyeballs, testicles.
All of it.
Oh, yeah.
Go for it.
The thing is, though, when it comes to a guy who's got a size and weight advantage and he knows how to handle himself, like, man, even a master martial arts female practitioner, she's gonna really struggle and usually have no hope. Like size and weight and leverage.
It's funny you bring this up. In Injustice, and I think they kind of stole some of this for the movie when they did Batman or Superman versus everybody. I choreographed. They just said you have to have Superman and Wonder Woman fighting, and I'm like, even if they're from equal place, it equals them out. She's still a chick, and he's still a dude. So whatever the power was, so I had her fighting I had her stick her thumbs in his eyes, and like break his elbow, and it was like dirty fighting because she had to because there's no other way that she would get the upper hand.
Yep. That's right.
Has that ever been definitive? Like I was always under the assumption like Superman was absolutely stronger than. I think the only person in the comics. Canons. Well, yeah, that's true.
It depends on who wrote it. What color's the hair? Is it blue? Because if it's blue, she's going to be way stronger than Superman.
Yeah, I'm talking about like old school. Like I remember, I'll never forget. Like when Superman is just like, if there's one person I don't want to go up against, it's John Jones. He's like, I would not want to fight the Martian Manhunter. And I'm like, really?
If you were Superman?
No, it's a quote from Superman that was in one of the books.
I don't remember
what that's kind of silly because he's got heat vision. He could just roast him.
I'm pretty sure Superman was just being nice. I'm pretty sure Superman was just being nice.
Was that what it was? Okay, I'm sorry. And I could be misquoting it, but yeah. But no. And Superman was a lot like that. But yeah, it's just, I like that take, though. It's like, yeah, if their power levels are equal, you still got the guy-girl thing that's gonna edge them out.
A hot take is starting to form in my mind. The type of hot take that could trigger Twitter. And Superman might be the weakest superhero. You know why?
He lost a boxing match without his powers.
Kryptonite. Everyone tries to ignore Kryptonite because it's unfair, but no. That's baked into his power set and canon. All right. And if you have a superhero who can be crippled by the presence of a rock, anyone could beat him. Just use Kryptonite. I mean, if you're going to say, I'm going to fight Batman and I can use a gun, well, if you can use tools that you can get access to in whatever canon you're in, then you should be able to get access to Kryptonite, which means I can friggin' beat Superman if I wanted to.
Well,
is this a roundabout way to make Superman lose to Edward Cullen?
Yes!
This is a roundabout way to Superman lose to Edward Cullen.
Keep in mind how rare Kryptonite would be, though.
It's supposed to be.
Look, Kryptonite is only as
supposed to be
rare as
and
the
that's
plot
why
needs. It's friggin' everywhere in Smallville, so much so that it ends up people's food.
That's a TV show.
That's the Smallville universe.
Don't care.
And admittedly,
and small.
And small, right? But admittedly, they also added a few extra different kinds of kryptonite in there. Like there was one that like.
But seriously, any person or superhero that does not have a crippling weakness, and it's literally not just like a weakness of something you ingest or eat or a power attack or something like that. Literally, just proximity to this rock cripples him and kills him. Right? Any superhero effectively that doesn't have a crippling weakness to that level is by definition then more powerful than Superman by the fact they don't have a weakness and can't be crippled by it.
Now. Here's the thing: is that so? Just you brought a thing into my brain, and I'm probably gonna ask a question I am far too tired to ask right now. Is that because kryptonite being so tied into his canon back in the day, and it's just been brought forward, and because it's been brought forward, and all of the power sets have changed, and the worlds have just evolved so much that it's just right. it's kind of the no. I'm not saying that you're wrong.
Oh no! This is the chat. It's like, I'm still going to say, yeah, you can, but I'm right. Sorry.
No, I've always said this. Everybody's like, who would win, Superman or Batman? I'm like, Batman. Like, Batman can't win. I'm like, Batman has one of the largest stashes of kryptonite that's ever been sourced.
Well, that's the thing. It's simply unfair.
It's like Batman and Lex Luthor, like the two richest men on the planet, found the most expensive rock, and they have it. And that's why Superman wouldn't beat them because... Yeah, they both have the green.
That's
rock.
Entirely situational.
I mean,
If Superman
if my
just
sign
wants
if
to-
my sign here was made of kryptonite and Superman came
Right.
into the room,
right, but here's the thing. Kryptonite, he has to be close enough to it for it to make a difference. He's got heat vision. He could freaking roast Batman in his
he doesn't have
face
telescopic
from a-
vision. He
The
has
thing is,
heat
though,
vision.
His heat vision
Superman,
can go freaking for days,
this is
dude.
where we appeal to
Does he have
his.
telescopic vision?
No, heat vision.
Yes.
If he sees Batman's face freaking half a mile away, he can heat vision right
you
thing
into
is,
his
though,
understand how
mask.
angles work, right?
Superman always
Like, at
comes
a half
into
a
a
mile,
fight.
like he would
Come on,
have to
guys.
be really good with his
Wait,
eyes
wait,
to
wait.
get that. Like,
Superman always
He
comes
just
into the
has
fight
to
with the
look. His heat
presumption.
vision can't miss, Royce. It goes where
Mike!
he looks.
Yeah, Mike, though, Superman always comes into a fight with the presumption that the opponent doesn't have kryptonite. He's always surprised when it whips it out, like, oh dear, where could they have gotten that?
I am also
And
Right,
so
surprised
why
when
is
people
the
whip
fight-
it
the
out.
fight-
It's a
the
very
fight is,
uncomfortable.
okay, we've got these two characters, and they have to kill each other. I mean,
Are we
Batman would have
assuming
to
that they
set
go in?
something
Are we
up.
assuming that they are both going in knowing that they're going to kill the other person and that the other person is going to kill them? That's the presumption that we have to
That's
make.
the difference. That would be
If-
the difference because Batman would have to stay out of his line of sight.
It's
What if
only
someone brings pink
I
kryptonite
don't-
to the
Superman,
fight?
it's only.
I think
Sorry, what?
What if someone brings pink kryptonite to the fight? It'd be a whole different fight. I think Batman would be on the run from at that point on because he's like, I gotta protect.
He wouldn't be on the run. He wouldn't want to show his backside.
Yeah, he has to do like a backwards run. Robin, get me out of here!
Hang on. Pink
Faster than a
kryptonite.
speeding bullet. You know,
I'm not.
Does
I
it
don't
make
know
him
what
gay
the
or
hell-
something? What does pink kryptonite do?
pink kryptonite makes Superman gay. It's canon.
Really?
No.
Yeah, that's why I have my theory that
No.
Superman's son, John
I don't-
Kent, is only gay because his boyfriend has hair dye made from pink kryptonite.
I hate everything that you're saying right now.
Because his boyfriend has pink hair.
I used to respect lit devs so much, and he says things now, and I'm like, why? Why would you do this?
You
I
know,
didn't
that's
do
one
it.
of the
They
things-
did. It's
That's one of
canon.
the reasons I thought that Superman movie was dumb was when Zod, except for then it just means Zod was like doing it on purpose to get Superman to kill him. But it's like you can't miss with heat vision, and I hate it. Even
No,
when it's
you can't.
Cyclops, anybody with any kind of vision, laser power, it's so stupid when they miss anything because
Okay.
you're
Here's
looking
another
at
thing.
it. It's
Well,
like-
yes, it's that, and it should be like, well, heat vision isn't always depicted as moving this at the speed of light, when it technically should if it's a laser-based
yeah,
kind
that's
of
true.
weapon, and that means you can't dodge it. It's effectively
What if it-
instantaneous in close ranges.
What if heat vision was just flamethrowers? Just
Well, then
That'd be
then you
cool.
could
instead of
dodge it.
laser vision,
That'd
but
be
like heat vision
cool.
was just,
Like
that would
a-
be.
Well, sometimes it is depicted as just like sometimes it is
Napalm
depicted as a
shooting
heat
out of
ray.
his eyes.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. I
Well, no-
need to see that now. In
I'm
There are
gonna make
times
that a
it's
power
shown
for one of
as
my
like a
characters.
heat ray and not a
Napalm vision.
laser beam.
That'd be so.
Yeah, sometimes it's shown as a heat ray and not a laser beam, so then you could
It's true.
potentially dodge it. So it kind of depends on which thing. But this is the thing: the power of Superman's heat vision, as they have showed it in certain comic books, that's actually his most powerful attack, and it's a bit bonkers that he only uses it occasionally. Like there was a comic book I was reading
Well,
where
it-
he
not
friggin' took
necessarily.
out
He-
an army of doomsdays by going burst heat
Oh, yeah.
vision on them. Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
actually can be
Yeah,
insanely powerful.
Homelander uses it so much more effectively than Superman.
He actually
Wow.
does it. That would
Wow.
that would be your main weapon. Flight and heat vision
Well,
is
but
kind of all
the-
you need.
But the point of Superman is that he has this power and
He's
he
meek.
restrains himself from using it. Again, yeah, he's meek. Exactly. He
Lives in a-
has this power.
Lives in a
and
world of
that's- and
glass
that-
or whatever.
yeah, like he doesn't need
Cardboard or something.
he doesn't need to do that. That's why one of the coolest speeches that Superman gave, and this was from my childhood, was
Hey, good daddy.
in Justice. I believe it was Justice League Unlimited when Darkseid invaded the planet, and he gives that speech. He's like, "What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose." He's like, I walk around in a world that feels like it's cardboard. Every step I have to be careful of that I don't cause an earthquake. And you're just like, oh shit. Like, and Superman
yeah, I loved it. I
genuinely,
love that line.
dude, like he was genuinely excited, kind of, that he was like, I finally just once, I finally just get to go balls out. And it's just like, and it really encapsulates, man, if the guy can cause an earthquake just by misstepping, and he has that level of control, it really is because he has the power and chooses not to use it.
Oh yeah,
And that's kind of
Yeah, we had a moment like that in Injustice 2 when he fought Salman Grundy and Robin or Nightwing was like, he's not alive, right? So you can do whatever you want to him.
Wasn't it true in Smallville that
he just flew through him?
They made canon that the way Superman activates his heat vision is by becoming aroused.
No, that was kind of a funny episode. Yeah, I know the one you're talking, but no, that's kind of how he triggered it the first time was because he was.
Oh, the first time, okay.
Yeah, wait, that was in the Tick. That was in the Tick.
Was it?
Smallville
gets weird.
Well, ever since I learned that, I just think that every time I see Superman use it, he's just aroused. I mean, that's why he doesn't use it very often. You know, thinking about Lois Lane's boobs.
Bathrooms got holes.
Man, them red underwear are strong. I'm just saying. Holy
they were white when he started.
Hey, Superman, why don't you use your X-ray vision to look into girls' locker rooms? It's because it would end very poorly.
That's what gets him stopping.
Vision.
It switches on automatically.
Yeah.
Well, I saw boobs for half a second. What did you see
is,
after that? Burned skeletons.
My theory is that Cyclops from the X-Men works the same way. He's just always horny.
I've always wondered how, because obviously they say that he has the gateway to a hellfire dimension, like in his eyes, and that's why it's the way that it is. That's the Cyclops. I swear I heard that somewhere.
Concept.
I swear I heard that. It was like,
it
was a dimension.
But they're not, it's not fire.
I don't think that's canon.
Chris Claremont said they were forced beings.
Let me look it up really quick. I could be wrong.
I'm going to trust Claremont rather than any later.
Well, I reckon there are multiple canon explanations, but that's an interesting concept. But hey, guys, let's catch up on some super chats and get to the topics of the live stream. So we have Gemini for $4.99 says, have you all noticed Gen Z are more right-wing and anti-woke? I'm proud to be Gen Z. Funniest part is all leftists had to do was not mess with games.
Well, I think it's because the leftists kept aborting their children, so there's more conservatives.
I sense the winds are changing, but I think what it is more normies are waking up. I think there are just as many woke, activists that are just completely drowned in it.
I was wrong. I'm sorry. That must have been just some offshoot cartoon thing that I know. They're saying that his eyes constantly absorb ambient energy, such as sunlight from his environment, into his body cells, which allows him to open the apertures.
We all do that. I just discovered this recently. Did you know that melanin actually converts light into energy at like 3 to 4 times the rate of chlorophyll?
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
So what you're saying is black people have superpowers, and I think they already knew that.
Well, it means they cheat.
Yeah. Hey, Gemini 199 says, also, equal rights, equal fights. I've heard that before. Look, I still am a bit of a traditionalist. I think, men are stronger than women, and therefore, with great power comes great responsibility, and they need to show restraint. You actually don't need to use your full force to incapacitate a violent woman that's going at you. You can actually just grab her arms and push her aside. But if there's no other option, and they're coming at with your knife, and you need to use greater force, defend yourself. Absolutely defend yourself.
I look at it this way. Don't throw hands at somebody you don't want to throw hands back at you. That's it. If you're gonna, that's where I'm at. Like, if you're gonna throw hands at somebody, just expect that they're gonna throw hands back at you. And I think that a lot of women kind of expected chivalry to be more respected. Well, not obviously the full code of chivalry, but
feminism has destroyed chivalry. They're like, treat us exactly like men. And men are like, you don't want that. Treat us exactly like men. You don't treat us. Okay, bang. And then they get laid out. And it's like, what did you expect? It's like, no, the sexes are real. Men and women are different. And because of that, men and women actually do need to be treated differently in a positive way based on gender stereotypes. This is a reality. All right. And the reality is that men shouldn't hit women. Unless there's no other option. That's the truth, okay? And women they also need to realize that like they're not entitled to that level of chivalry. If they're going to be complete cows and actually attack a man, feminism is sort of like, as Roy said, don't lay any hands on anyone unless you expect to have hands laid on you back. We have 1999 super chat from Book of Grudges says, Shad, have you read any John Gwynne? Is a Viking reenactor who loves going around in armor. I like him already. I recommend his books, especially his recent Bloodsworn trilogy, a Viking-inspired fantasy series. I think you'd like his stuff. I might give that a look. Recommendation for everyone out there who's also interested in a good book. Thank you for the super chat. Vulture1066 for 20 and okay. Late to the show from Norway. Dude, you are not late. You have arrived exactly when you meant to, and it's good to have you. Hey, buddy Ryan, good to see you, mate. $5. This is talking about Superman. He actually does, Roy. Superman lobotomized Manchester Black through his eyeballs with microscopic heat vision. Yeah, that's in best Superman
issue.
Superman versus the Authority.
No, it's not really the Authority. It's a fake Authority. It's Superman. What's so funny about Truth, Justice, and the American Way? The best issue of Action Comics. I think it was Action Comics. In decades.
Cool.
He burns his psychic abilities out of his brain.
Yeah.
all while he's just standing there having a chat while the other guy is just bragging about how he's beating him and he can beat him every day and it doesn't matter what he does.
I think I did. Yeah.
They
did the movie, the animated movie on that.
It's Superman versus the Authorities.
No, not the. It's not Superman versus the Authority. It's Superman versus.
I can't remember.
The Elite.
The Elite. Thank you. Yeah, Superman versus the Elite. Yes, and it was that was really good. And one of the best quotes from that was, I still love from Superman versus the Elite. Superman looks at Lois and he was like, I think the world is just going a direction that I can't follow. Because they were
all right.
Superheroes.
You guys are absolutely right.
So
it is.
so good.
It is. I was wrong. Superman versus the Elite is the animation. Yeah,
so
I'm
good.
retarded.
It was before DC bought Wildstorm, and so they were doing an Authority bit because Authority had gotten so popular at Wildstorm, and they wanted to do that, but they didn't own it. So,
dude, it was that. Like I said, there's so much good in that movie, and I'm not the biggest Superman character, but the older that I get, the more respect I have for the character that Superman used to be, where again he has all of that power and just doesn't use it. He doesn't exact vengeance with it, and that just the immense amount of control to do that mentally, spiritually, and physically. That's why he is a paragon of modern society.
Oh, yeah. And we need characters like that in the modern day.
We
freaking
do.
Just bastardize them. Like this is it here. Superman versus the Elite. Great animation. And Buddy Rap for $2 says Superman also has the ability to see your soul.
Yeah, I haven't seen the animation. I only read the comic.
I like the movie.
Royce.
I really like DC's older animated films from 10 plus years ago. I thought they were solid. That's exactly what the DC live action universe should have done. They would have nailed it. They would have knocked it out of the park if they would have done these movies beat for beat. I mean, maybe extend them a little bit. They would have knocked it out of the park in such a massive way, but they were stupid. They were so stupid. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. John,
I think I still have that one.
Goat gets for $2. Superman can just kiss people and make them forget. Well, I mean, that's one of his like old school powers before the reboots, but it's certainly in the movies.
Also,
but it gives him super herpes, which is the problem.
Oh, no.
He can also shoot little figures of himself out of his fingers.
Little Superman out of his head. Basically, OG Superman
with his shield on his chest.
Yeah, he was a magician that could just do whatever. That's all.
Polyurethane
stuff. That's so great. I love it.
John goes for $2. That's my secret, Cap. I'm always
horny.
I'm always horny.
that needs. Magnum Norse for $10 says, I think that Australia needs Trump to remove authoritarians. Is that fascist? I would welcome him to do
According
that.
to Twitter, it is.
Like,
Making
Trump-
the government big to small is fascist, apparently.
Oh, make Australia a vassal state of the United States. I would be like, yes.
Bro, that would be really cool because then all of us could fly there and see you with like cheaper
Just
rates
buy
and
it.
stuff. And like we wouldn't need passports because
I could
we'd still...
send comics to Australia at a reasonable price.
Yes. Okay. Wait, this idea is getting way better. This actually needs to happen.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, no, this actually needs to happen.
We'll send Australia like a couple million. We'll buy it.
Hey, Ray Gonzalez.
Legitimately, if we want Australia, we'll send in 2 platoons of Marines. We'll have it tomorrow.
Look, there are some still hardcore Australians here, but we wouldn't want to fight. We like.
Yeah, but
we're friends with
we'd
you.
have a treaty with the emus.
Someone tell the government that there's a lot of oil undiscovered in Australia. Boom, we'll be there in seconds.
We will own Australia tomorrow. And
Ray Gonzalez,
Australians,
$5
all
says,
you do, you'll know what we're doing. Just go be friendly to the soldiers. Soldiers love it when you're friendly to them. Dude, seriously, they love it.
Hey, Ray Gonzalez, $5 says, men shouldn't hit women. I know. I've seen the Olympics.
Did you guys see that they added the ray gun dance to, what was it, Call of Duty?
Oh,
The
no.
ray gun dance.
Dude, they added the ray gun dance to Call of Duty Black Ops.
Why are they prolonging Australia's shame?
It's so
It was
funny.
hilarious.
Dude, and then who was that? Who was the football player that did it? He scored a touchdown and then started doing the fucking ray gun on the field.
No.
Did you see that?
Gosh.
Knowing
All right.
knowing how like the YouTubers were, what was it, the Last Jedi version of YouTube, the Last Jedi supporters, those types. I bet you they'll say something like, "Oh, it was a great dance after all," because people are still talking about it.
Oh gosh.
Therefore, it was
God.
great.
Vulture 1066 for 20 NOK says, "Are you going to make more books, Shad?" Yes, when I have time. Time is the issue for me. I find the right time. But yes, absolutely, I want to.
Colorists
I love
is
writing.
also an issue.
Yes, colorists. And then we have Buddy Rabbit for $2 says, "It's what I do. I know things more than I know." There we go. Thank you,
make
Buddy
record-
Rabbit.
It's true. He does know things.
He does know
Okay.
things.
All right.
All right. We need to get to the main
Shad,
topic.
Nope. Shad.
What? What?
For history. For history.
For honor.
Oh gosh, you're showing it really. Why? She looks at it having an epileptic fit. This is just like
Call of Duty is back.
she's possessed by a demon. Oh my gosh.
The whole thing in there. I thought it was going to be the raptor
Why?
portion.
It's so good.
Hey, while we're sharing some good memes, just because this is a new one that I came across that we got to keep up to date with the Luce memes.
Oh no. Oh my god, that music.
Based.
You can't stop the Luce memes.
Very
That's
based.
wild.
She
We
will
played that one
come.
last time though.
No, we didn't have that.
Oh, we did not.
She will purify the heretics, people.
The heathens.
She'll
She'll
make
make civilization of snake charmers and
Australian pride.
The only VOD shed is going to private. Oh,
Oh
don't
my
kid
God,
me.
that's
I'm
so good.
ashamed. I'm ashamed. But hey, guys, let's talk about Rachel Zegler. Holy, what is
in
wrong? with
trouble.
this?
Weird.
Like, I want to break down her statement. Okay, and so
That's fair, 'cause she also broke down.
yeah, she did. And so this is we have this coming from the Park Place, which is like made a record of the event. So this is her original tweet after the election, right? And this is like a Disney princess. And I want to read through it because we've seen meltdowns, right? But this is someone who expects people to watch her movies and to, be given attention and all that crap. And so this is what she said. "I find myself speechless in the midst of this. Another 4 years of hatred." And it's like, hang on. Where is that hatred coming? I've seen so much more hatred coming from the left and from her, right?
Well, maybe
Leading
that's
us-
what she's talking about. You ever
Yeah.
think about
Well, haven't
that?
you seen they have?
I'm
they don't
gonna
see anything to do
hate
with
for 4 more years.
Have you seen the memes where like the reason I'm not a Republican, I don't hate women, I don't hate minorities. It's like this sort of nonsense.
Yeah, but
it's
like
what the hell are you
women
talking
and
about?
minorities turned out like a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
they did.
what?
Yep, more than any other time in history. Well,
So
since
she
the
says, "Well,
Republicans freed the slaves, I guess.
leading us towards a world I do not want to live in." It's like, oh, where is that going to go in the extreme? Are you gonna put your money where your mouth is, Rachel?
Actually, that just means she's going to go to Blue Sky. That's what it means.
Yeah, right.
Is that-
Leading us towards a world. What, Mike?
I'm not sure if I should say it.
All right, is auto censored himself. That's a rare thing for Mike, which means what he was about to say was probably really bad. So
It had something to do with Minecraft.
leading us towards a world that will be hard to raise my daughter in. You don't even have it. She doesn't have a daughter. That's like,
Yeah, but if she did have kids, it would be a daughter because she would abort.
right? she would not let
Abort until it's a daughter.
if it was a
If I
male.
had a son,
What
it
would
would
she
look
do
like
if
him.
she had a son? It's like that goes dark.
She'd either abort until she had a daughter, or if she had a son, boom, trans woman, trans daughter.
Holy. Oh, that's
Those
See,
are the only path.
they're deleting themselves from the gene pool.
Which is a big movement. They just told us that. Oh, we're going to stop having sex with men and no
Yep.
births.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
And it was a
There's
great
no
plan.
law.
They thought they were going to stick that to the right wing men, and right wing men were like,
Even
yeah,
better, they're
that's-
shaving off their heads. So
Yeah,
now we
stop.
know. Now men know not to date them. Like,
And,
oh, I mean,
and they're
we're
wearing
good.
blue bracelets. So
It's perfect.
it's all these
It's
great
perfect.
warning signs.
it's like
They might as well
my
be
first
wearing like
thought-
pink triangles.
dude, when they were like, we're going to stop having sex with men, my first thought was, oh, thank God, they're going to start having less abortions.
yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
That
Like,
was
that was
my
my
first
first
thought.
thought. I was like,
Well, bro, it's So they do this for 4 years. Then JD Vance is president for 8 years. So we're gonna have 12 years
I think that's
of
a stretch.
fewer
I-
First of all, millions of babies saved. Second of
Yes.
all, fewer liberal babies being born into liberal households.
yeah.
A whole generation is gonna be majority conservative.
Dude, if we got 12 years,
The Baron Trump president.
Do you remember when
that
Roe
kid is
versus
a
Wade?
fucking Nephilim. I swear to fuck. He is like 6'9". Sorry.
He's huge.
Yeah,
He's so
do you remember?
cheap.
Do you remember when Roe versus Wade was overturned, and these
Yes.
women came out and they said, "Well, fine, we're not going to have sex with you unless you marry us," and we're like,
Okay.
It's so funny. It's like, hang on, you're threatening Christians that you won't act like a whore because we're like,
The whole thing was like,
what
someone
is,
said, I
what
said,
is your plan here?
Well,
feminists have rediscovered conservatism.
"Right?
we're not going to
They
have sex
rediscovered
with you
marriage.
until you marry us. Well,
You
will
mean I have
you
to be
make
conservative if
dinner
if I
first?
can't kill my baby?"
We're gonna fight conservatives by being conservative now. Like, wait a minute.
It's so funny.
By fire with fire. Hey,
Like, now we just
Yeah.
gotta get them to a
We
point.
can, like,
Like,
oh, no,
yeah, man, we're
don't
just gonna go back to be living at the house. We're not gonna work anymore. We're just gonna cook and clean the house. So like,
Is this really Wonka going? Oh
fuck,
wait,
this
no,
is,
it's gonna
this is great. Keep going.
No
Like,
way.
You know,
Oh, no.
and the fact that they're shaving their heads, right? We need to find a clip. Like, I'm sure there's a clip out there somewhere of a comedy martial arts film or something like that, where a guy is fighting this other guy, and his tactic is to punch himself, and it's like punches him. Oh, yeah, that one hurt you, didn't it? And the guy said, like, no. It's like, and he smacks himself to the balls. Oh, that one really hurt. But yeah, suffer. But that's like these women shaving their heads. They're just making themselves look more ugly and to try and punish other people. And it's like, you're only hurting yourself. How
there's a meme of like a group of these 4B shaved head women together, and then underneath it is that NPC with all
NPC
the
one.
bald NPC characters.
Sure, you're welcome.
Oh wow. And they fully they're so down the rabbit hole and just deluded into this ideology. And look what she says next, like leading us towards a world that will force her to have a baby she doesn't want. And I'm like, you stupid, if you don't want a baby, don't have sex with someone you're not prepared to have a baby with, you stupid whore. Like, it's that simple, okay? But there's this entire like, no, we're going to want to have sex with whoever we want and then have no consequences after. This is the problem with the world, right? They think sex is this flippant little thing that you can do and have a good time. It's like going out for drinks. Like, no, it's an action that can have severe, significant consequences. And you should not go into it unless you're prepared for those consequences, which, shock horror, yes, is pregnancy and a baby, right? If you do not want to have a baby you're unprepared for, don't have sex. It's pretty simple, right? And by the way, that goes for guys as well.
Yeah,
I really want someone to clip out Shad saying, "Don't have sex."
Yes.
Oh my God, that needs
That's
to
and then
happen.
make a song out of it.
Yeah.
Have sex.
Do a remix or do a remix.
Somebody.
Hey,
that's-
hey! I'm a Mormon. I have 5 kids. Trust us.
And then have
We
what's her name
like
dance
it,
to it.
okay? We just wait for it
Then-
at the right time when you're prepared for the consequences.
The,
In fact, if you want those consequences, you want to have children.
Put the Shad "Don't Have Sex" remix over the lady breakdancing.
Oh my God, chat! You need to do this. Chat! I need Shad saying in a remix, "Don't have sex" over the ray gun dance.
Get on this.
Please, chat. Please, for all that's good and holy and meme worthy in this world, this needs to happen.
I was born a troll.
Like, I just get so angry with this crap, which is like, you'll force us to have a baby we don't want. There's a really simple solution to that, and that's much better than killing the unborn child, right?
I say,
You remember-
whoever heads this 4B movement, we start donating to them because I fully endorse
go,
the
"Oh, no, you
propagation of this concept.
Yeah.
All these conservative movies are donating to this movement.
And you know what I can't stand is like they all try and use the excuse of like, oh, if a woman was abused, you're gonna force to have the baby the abuser, or if it like that's like the most insane minority cases of abortions. Most abortions are done because women are selfish and they just don't want the child, and there's no significant problematic circumstances around it.
It's used as birth
That's
control. That's
exactly.
the bottom line. 98%
Not
of the
that.
time, at least.
Exactly. They just use it as birth control, which is it's just sickening. And that's what this awful person is advocating for, right? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there's a video circulating on X right now of a ultrasound of a baby being torn apart in abortion.
Man,
And I shared
I've
it,
seen
and
many
Anna
Anna
is pregnant right now, the Star Wars
Yeah.
girl, and she actually reposted it, and she's like, I would have this is something I just would have scrolled past before I had a baby in my stomach kicking me, and now it just breaks my heart. It's like
I can't
that's the information. See, I have this weird position that I don't think, I know that like if you make abortion illegal, it will limit it, but it won't stop it because it's out of the bag. Brazil, I think it's still illegal, and they have more abortions than we do, right? So it's not a legal thing. It's a cultural thing. And the only way to defeat that is with like things like that video where you're showing the mothers to be exactly what they're doing to their own children. And you have to educate them.
It sickens me, Mike. It gets me angry.
We shouldn't make abortion illegal. We should make it unthinkable.
Yes.
Right?
There's a big, who was it? Tim Pool quotes that all the time. And he says that a person said it. He's like, no, the fight isn't to make it illegal. The fight is to make it unthinkable.
Yeah.
And that's because,
that's been my point for decades, man.
Yeah. Well, Christ didn't say legislate them the way. He said, show them the way. There's a big difference.
I have been present for every single one of my children's ultrasounds, right? Mm-hmm. And each time I have been shocked at just how much life is there. They're moving around. They have all the limbs. They have a beating heart. That's my child right there. And when I see those videos of them murdering unborn child, I see my own children and that happening to them, and I get so angry and I get so sick.
One of the founders of NARAL, when he had fought, when it was before it was the National Abortion Rights Activity League, whatever it was, the National Association for the Reformation of Abortion Laws. They changed the name because they got the laws reformed in Roe versus Wade and all that stuff. After abortion was made legal, he slaughtered thousands of kids, right? And his own kid, his own grandkids. He's just abortion in every pot. And when the ultrasound was invented, he had one of his clinicians record an abortion. And when he saw a video similar to what is going around X right now, he shut down all of his clinics and started fighting against abortion because he's like, I had no idea.
And
This is what
I
you know,
right. I can't stand the fact that we think we're so civilized in the modern day, right? We're an enlightened, higher form of moral human compared to the past. Yet we are probably mass performing one of the greatest atrocities in human history.
yeah.
Okay, like that. You think the barbarians of the past would think that that's possible? They would look upon us and almost die from horror about what is going on to this level, right? If aliens came down and so was like, oh, you butcher your unborn child just because you don't want them en masse, and you claim it a right, like
You know
they
what's
would
crazy
think, oh,
is
there's
I don't-
humans,
I don't-
like you don't deserve to live. It's like,
I've never heard the total global statistics. It's America alone murders 1 million babies a year.
I can't
Just-
believe it.
Just this country.
All right.
I don't even know what it is with Australia, with Japan, with China, with freaking China. They were doing it like
Global population birth rates are actually falling radically. Most are reporting that our birth rates are less than what they were. Some countries in the 1700s, birth rates have declined insanely over the last 20 years because of
pregnancy
this.
rates haven't. That's
Interesting.
the issue.
All right, let's continue through this.
God, I
Vile
don't. I
person
didn't
thing.
like that you said that, but
All right.
yep.
She says, I shouldn't be this shocked, but I am. I am heartbroken for my friends who awoke fear this morning, and I'm here with you to cry, to yell, to hug, to wax poetic on how the left continues to fail us in forging a new path forward. This loss should not have been, and it certainly should not have been by so many votes. It's like, hey, you need to wake up and realize you are the minority. You're a fringe group of
I love that
extremist
Shad just
activists.
called a minority the minority. I love that.
Minority.
That's so. I'm sorry.
But if she,
A
if, you know that,
cultural minority, Royce.
if she yelled and cried and waxed poetic and stuff like that, I really hope she recorded it on
Yes.
TikTok and uploaded it.
It's so funny.
Weird,
I don't-
weird.
I don't know why.
I think
it's so
Ryan's
funny.
right though. She writes. She never capitalizes
Yeah,
anything.
like we're going to point that out. Notice how there's no capitals in anything.
Very
Now,
Yeah.
this
violent.
You
next,
must have my
her
keyboard. 'Cause
ending.
My shift button is broken too, so it's like capitalizing stuff.
All right. Her ending statement is wild to me. I echo Ethel Kane's statement more than anything. May Trump supporters and Trump voters and Trump himself never know peace.
I've known peace
Wow.
since he got.
Oh,
elected.
yeah. We've known nothing of peace since the election. But no, this sentiment, okay, is actually insane. This is extremist rhetoric. Because to wish someone to never know peace, right? That is wishing a fate upon someone that is actually worse than death. Okay. She wants people to suffer forever because of this. How vile and disgusting a person do you have to be to wish that on people who disagree with you politically, right? This is the extremist nonsense that encourages the insane left to try and assassinate presidents, right? That encourages violence on them. And they literally see people who oppose them as the enemy, as people that are so loathsome that they're like, even death is too good for them. They need to suffer forever. That's what she is saying. This is scummy, disgusting rhetoric in the extreme. What a vile person. And this is the thing, right? This is the face-off. We'll see her statement where she attempts to apologize. Like, no. This is what she really thinks. This is
but this is
mask off.
this kind of mentality is running the mill for leftists.
Yeah, right.
They're all evil, soulless creatures.
Well,
Sadistic.
on that note, just take have a look at this one.
Yeah, but this is indoctrination. I mean, she's just been indoctrinated. She's a dumb kid. Has been completely indoctrinated.
I agree.
This is the type of stuff that are a little more extreme on the left, but depressingly not uncommon. look, I need to try and censor some of this. End Donald Trump, end his
Okay.
VP, end his cabinet picks. This is the only way to save the United States of America. This is the only way to save this nation. I lose if I stand by quietly. There is no victory condition for me if I stay quiet. I support the assassin.
She supports
Of-
it. So
I think she's gonna have
she's not going to do
Hello?
anything
Again,
much.
notice how the mention of winning and the mention of victory. Like
Here's
again, my wife and I have been talking about this the last few days, and there are so not just people that are on Twitter, but my wife has told me, she's like, I can't imagine not being friends with somebody because of how they voted.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking with friends of ours about this. A very good friend of mine who said that he and his wife both voted for Trump, and my wife and I are the only people who know that, because they are worried that people in their lives would excommunicate them from their lives if they knew that they voted for Trump.
Yeah, it's always
And-
like you have to be careful around your aunt. She's left. She voted for Kamala Harris or Biden or whatever. It's never be careful or what you say around Uncle Vernon or whatever who voted for Trump. No, it's always be careful about the lefty in the house. They're going to go insane if you're not too gentle with them.
And remember, this is the tolerant left.
Yeah.
The accepting, tolerant, and diverse left.
They don't actually want democracy. Their version of democracy is two people that they choose from that have the same exact
Well, I
policy.
mean, we shouldn't have democracy. Democracies are worse than communism.
Well, you're
That's
in
just
a
But no,
democratic
I
republic.
just want to reiterate because we all have family.
Find
that
for
are-
me where it calls us a democratic republic in the Constitution.
Fine, whatever. Republic. I'm
is
saying
a
you're the
republic.
thing.
But anyways,
Yeah. I gotcha.
dude, all these people. I mean, we all have. I'm sure we all have family members that are like crazy leftists, right?
I actually don't think I do, to be
Really?
honest.
No.
Serious.
Yes.
I
yeah.
legitimately
It's
don't think I do.
indoctrination.
No,
It's not that they're bad people, it's
no.
just
My wife's father is insane. I forgot about my side of the family is my wife's father is insane.
Yeah, I've got those.
Do we want to go over it, Shad? I can go over it.
I don't need to.
It's right here.
So
I don't need to go over that. But you have to
came out-
realize that they are just indoctrinated out of this insanity through information. And
they honestly believe this. When they say Trump is a fascist, they actually believe he really is. That is
Their fake outs are so hilarious because they actually believe this stuff. It is the most insane, like tinfoil hat stuff that you didn't even believe, and so that's why they pop like balloons when things don't go their way.
yeah, I heard like something like 27 people off themselves after Trump got elected.
They think he's going to like open up concentration camps and
Did you hear about
reinstate
the
slavery.
guy that? Did you hear about the guy that offed his family and himself because of the Trump victory?
Minnesota. Was it Minnesota or
Oh
Michigan?
my
Yep.
gosh!
Yep. Now that being said,
That's
there
the
were
media's
already-
fault.
There were
Yes.
hold on.
It
There
is.
were already conditions. He already had a lot of mental conditions. If you go and you read the story, but again,
The media gave him
but
that push.
But the media gave him that push.
Yeah.
So people who are already mentally disturbed, they already have mental disabilities, are seeing this stuff, and they don't have that thing that a lot of normal people have to temper their wild ideas, to temper their feelings, to temper their emotions to an extent. And so when all of a sudden the worst mass murderer on the planet has just been reelected to the U, because that's what they've been trying to say he is.
When actual
There's been-
Hitler has been reelected.
Yeah, which is funny because Hitler wasn't even the worst mass murderer on the planet. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah.
They
But that's-
snap. Mentally, people who are genuinely mentally ill, not Twitter mentally ill, actually mentally ill. They need help. And a lot of these people who haven't gotten it are seeing this, and their worldview is broken, and they already didn't have a stable worldview to begin with because they actually had something wrong in their minds. Something was broken in the way that their brains worked, and it is throwing them over the edge. And it is, I mean, it is so heartbreaking because we talk about the mental health crisis in this nation so much. And then when you see something like this, you're like, the media killed these people.
Yep.
They are responsible.
And that's the thing, dude. That is such an absolute betrayal of the whole reason we have a free press in this country is so people can have information. That's why the government grants them free access to the airwaves, and that's why we give them all these. All right, you give them free reign. They have freedom of speech, and they're supposed to be the ones who are delivering the information, not. And I know the 24-hour news cycle has bred a lot of this, but so when people over years are conditioned to think this is the news, not freaking propaganda, right? It's you don't think you trust these people to tell you what is true. And when all of them, I'll switch to CNN, I'll switch to MSNBC, I'll switch to CNBC, I'll switch to ABC, NBC, CBS, PBS, the freaking AP, and they're all full of crap, telling you this man, because he's anti-establishment, is literally gonna put your kids in cages and freaking whatever insanity they're shoving down the throat today, and drumming it every single. It is programming. That's why they call it programming. They are being programmed. They're being indoctrinated.
Now, bear in mind the woman who made this insanely vile declaration that she wishes so many people will never know peace, which is a truly evil statement and position, right? This is Disney's upcoming Disney princess. This is Snow White, people. Isn't she just a basket of joy? Doesn't she?
As a tax
doesn't look that white to me. I mean,
there is that.
Well, they're grading on a scale.
I just want to say that Shad said that a minority was a minority, was the minority.
Is that incorrect, Royce?
No, it's not.
Shut up.
It's funny. No, I just want to make sure. I just want to know where people are clipping shit.
And right? Like, I would not be against with them digitally lightening her skin to make her more in line with the character. Yeah,
give her white face.
She needs to reflect the character. She's supposed to have skin as white as snow.
What was that? It was a Snow White movie back in the 90s, and it was like an all-black cast. And nobody had a cry about race wars. They all thought it was fun because it was a twist on the thing. It was just a fun. Do you guys remember that? The all-black cast Snow White, like back in the 1990s?
They made The Wiz, which is an all-black cast of Wizard of Oz, which had Michael Jackson in it, which is pretty awesome.
Oh,
all right.
But they've done something. But the difference is again, they're trying to push a message that is just antithetical to the culture. It's one thing to have fun with a movie that people can have fun with, like an all-black cast of the Snow White that happened back in the 1990s. It's another thing to say that it's another thing to come out and say that we're doing this to fight the bigots. They never did that back in the day. They said, yeah, we're going to have a fun retelling of the story because it's fun. Fuck it. We're going to do it. And you know what? I've seen that movie. It's corny, like most movies in the 1990s, as a lot of them were, but it was fun. It's not bad. But this idea that you're going to lecture society and you're going to say that merit no longer matters, and the only thing that matters is skin color and who you decide to sleep with, and no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, you are only as good as your skin color and who you sleep with dictates you are. It's kind of a disgusting way to look at society, and that is the Marxist society. Here's the other thing too: they did this digital stuff, and everybody was like, "Wait a minute, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves," and they literally didn't cast dwarves.
I know they look horrible, don't they?
This is bad.
I mean, I have not heard any positive press about this upcoming Snow White apart from the controversies and the crap storm. And so my expectation is that this is going to bomb massively. Look, I've been wrong before, but did any of you guys even notice that live action Pinocchio that came and went like a fart in the wind?
They had a couple of
I don't watch Disney. I stopped watching Disney products years ago. I don't even pay attention to Disney.
Does it help Snow White's case at all that all the dwarves they came from YouTube poop videos?
No, it doesn't. Like, and then you have Zegler running her mouth, saying the most vile things, right? And they've had to like reshoot this film over and over again. And so it seems like people are starting to get concerned, especially with the election, right? That, oh, the tides are turning. And so clearly someone told Zegler to rein it in. Either her marketing team or perhaps Disney.
Look, Trump won. Look, Zegler, Trump won. It's no longer women at the helm anymore. It's time for women to step aside.
I mean, women were never at the helm, but okay.
Look, women had their chance. Okay, now you got to get on your knees and apologize.
Women had their chance, and they were men in dresses.
Not only did Trump beat Hillary and Kamala Harris, he now has passed Taylor Swift in the amount of followers he has on Twitter. Makes 3. He gets a free Sunday now. He gets an extra scoop of ice cream.
That's the bitch be gone trifecta.
So
sorry.
People have pointed out. No, that's funny. All right. People have pointed out that this apology, whatever it was on Instagram or something like that, has distinctly different grammar and sentence structure than the way Zegler naturally speaks. If you see here, no capitals. All right. And then if we have a look here, this is like proper capitals, proper grammar. And it's like someone fed her this and she probably just copy pasted it. It's like, look, Rachel, you need to make a statement. Here is the PR spin. Say it. Because I do not believe she is genuine or sincere in these words at all. In fact, I think this little scree she did was one of her very truthful and honest moments where she was actually sharing what she really thinks about people. And she doesn't want those who disagree with her to ever know peace. Now, I am not saying that I would never, in fact, I encourage people should be forgiving and we should accept people's apologies, but we need to know also that it's genuine and sincere. And the way that she'll prove that is by her actions going forward. And do you think this lady is capable of changing her behavior when we have a pattern of behavior that goes back years of her acting like a colossal C word to other people? And being an activist?
Oh, I thought you were going to say it. And you didn't say it. I know. No. I was like, in my brain, I was like, oh, it'd be so funny if he said cunt right now. And he didn't. Damn it.
Well, I think you're Australian. You're allowed to say it.
Yeah, but I'm a Mormon. I don't swear. I don't say the naughty words.
I should not swear, but in my brain, I was thinking that word, and then you mentioned it, and I was like, Shad and I were on the same wavelength.
Years and years of being just acting like a contemptible woman.
So this is her supposed apology. Hi, everyone. I would like to sincerely apologize for the election post I shared on my Instagram last week. I let my emotions get the best of me. No, you let your emotions, reveal your true thoughts and feelings.
What PR person wrote this?
This is really tepid.
It is.
Like there was some passion in the other post. But this one's really tepid.
She actually wrote the other post. I don't know who wrote this one.
Yes.
Yeah. I would say this. I would rather have a passionate post than a tepid one. Holy crap.
Hatred and anger have caused us to move further and further away from peace and understanding. And then she says, and I'm sorry I've contributed to the negative discourse. You've been a leading, advocate for that spreading hate. And oh my gosh. It's like, this week has been emotional for so many of us, but I firmly believe that everyone has the right to their opinions, even when it differs from my own. I am committed to contributing positively towards a better future. And by the way, she didn't actually say what she said was wrong. She's like, I apologize for the election post I shared. I let my emotions get the best of me.
You were angry.
Yeah, basically.
I'm sorry you were offended.
She doesn't actually say what she said was wrong.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't even know she made a post, so I wasn't mad or angry. I'm just learning about all this now. And what I realize in my life right now is like I think the world would probably be a better place if Rachel Zegler just, shut up.
Shut up.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to be a handmaid now or whatever?
Go away now.
Like I started reading The Handmaid's Tale. They're not allowed to speak. So,
Dude,
shut
we
up.
need to just start selling cans of Bitch Be Gone. So when these people pop up, we go, shh.
Like they're so
Just
obsessed with
spray
being
'em.
handmaids. They started buying their own costumes from Amazon. I mean, I'm pretty sure like Trump will give you like a better handmaid's outfit with MAGA on the back. They're already red.
Mike, what do
Dude,
you have here?
Lidev, was it you that did the post about
Mike,
the
what's
handmaidens
this?
outfits were all like
Oh,
triple XLs?
Yeah.
That's Snow White, guys. That's
There we go.
An
Please
accurate
take it off
Snow
the
White.
screen. Please take it off
Red
the
as
screen.
blood.
That is
What? When she looks like
what
that,
the
it's the dwarves.
I needed to sleep tonight.
That was YouTube poop
I-
Snow White, so she
I-
fits in.
I needed to sleep tonight. What did you do?
No.
No.
All right. Gentlemen,
Look, new
let's
cryptid.
White
let's
face.
catch up on.
Oh my god, it's a new cryptid.
Wow. Hey, let's
Dude,
catch up on
it's
some super
minority
chats
white.
and then
That's the new
segue to
cryptid.
our next
It's
topic.
minority white.
Minority
There we
white.
go. Royce has discovered something. All right, super chats and then next topic of discussion,
Okay,
gentlemen.
shut up. That was a great name for a cryptid.
I don't know, Royce. I didn't feel it. Buddy Rav for $5 says that scene
So you don't
exists.
feel
Shad. It's in
minority,
Kung
Shad?
Pao, Enter the Fist. I was thinking of Kung Pao, and it was like, I have more blood on me, therefore I am the victor, right?
Making me
And
the victor.
So people need to like,
Oh, man, that
do a
movie's
meme
so-
of that, put
it was
Trump
so
face
good.
on it, and then put some of these screaming, like shaving hair feminists on the guy who's beating himself up.
Try balls to your fist style.
Yes. Thank you, Buddy Rabbit. Send Friends for $5 says, Shad, that movie's called, look, multiple people know, Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, and it's the head to foot technique. There's a guy that uses his head to take
Sure,
the
on
other
some
guy's
planet,
foot.
your technique is impressive, but your mistake
Uh,
is this is Earth.
Yes. Kung
So-
Pao is great, man.
I haven't seen that movie in
Oh, really?
since it came out.
Been a
Actually,
minute.
it's been a long time.
Magnum Norse for $10 says, I'm addicted to leftist tears now. It's pouring into my domain. The salt is palpable. The taste is so sweet and spicy. I love commie tears. Smells like victory. And look, I am a man who enjoys salt on his food quite a bit. And it's been very, very nice this week. We got Ray Gonzalez for $5 says, Shad, I'm for getting political, but what's better, longsword or katana? Longsword. That's not even a controversial statement these days. Although I am for making katanas great again, and I have a new katana that is pretty great.
Is
That
it
is like-
serrated? Please tell me you're going to do the serrated.
No, it's not
katana.
serrated, but
I
it's
want to
it's
see a
long.
I want
So-
to see a serrated.
Soaked in
katana.
human
It's
fat, so it catches on
it's a
fire.
bit
at
Dai
will.
katana.
I
Yes.
want to see.
It's a
the
nice
serrated-
one. Oh, wait, we got Riley Gonzalez again, $5 says, holy crap, that woman needs to go straight to the clink. Therapy is no longer an option for them. They've unhinged. They've lost. So many people have lost it. It's
We shut down a lot of
bonkers.
mental institutions in the United States, so we don't actually have a place to
Yeah.
commit people who are mentally insane. It's
Zodlander. Member for 4 months says, Disney lawyers, what the hell are you doing, Rachel? We're in the middle of a lawsuit. Shut up while we're trying to fix things. Right, this? Yeah, I hope Gina Carano is just taking screenshots of it all. And is like, oh, Disney, here's a political statement
So,
from one of your
I-
actors. Why
I
didn't you
know
fire
what-
them?
I know what she is suing about. What is she suing for? Is she suing for damages?
I hope she is. If she
hope
goes
so.
for damages, because that they fired her at the height of her career. Okay,
Yeah.
the damages potential is,
And she was a highly
huge.
popular character and has the
Yep.
proof to back it. You can see
She
the
had her
sales
own
of-
show booked,
Well,
man.
and she
I
had
think-
the Cara Dune black figure skyrocketing prices online as soon as it was done. She was gonna get her own show greenlit. There was a lot going there. So I mean, like I said, if she's going for damages and can prove all of this, she's got a really good shot. I mean,
I think
she
the Daily
will-
Wire might have helped her out
I
with
think
that,
she
too.
already doesn't want for money, but I
Elon
really
Musk
think
is helping her.
Yeah, he's paying her legal bills.
That's wild.
I hope she
He
takes them
knows
to
a
the
good
cleaners.
investment when he sees one.
Oh my gosh. Buddy Wright for $2 says, that's a lot of nuts from the nut vendor in Kung Pao.
He
I love
left with nuts.
It's just, there's so many good things in Kung Pao, man. Vulture 1066 for 20 NOK says, winter here, -10 in Norway. In Australia, it's actually it's not too bad in Australia at the moment. We've got some
10
rain
Celsius?
recently, helping
That's
my
so-
fruit trees. Look, we're in for a blazing hot summer. Surface
It's
of
beautiful
the
here
sun.
today.
So We got that on our way. Hey guys, let's talk about the Game Awards because there's a couple of things to speak about the Game Awards.
There's some things that didn't get nominated that are very interesting.
Shed, may I, please?
Yes, of course.
Okay, so I was wrong. I was critically wrong. I could have sworn that they would have put Dragon Age the Veilguard up for Game of the Year, and they didn't. I also thought they were going to keep Black Myth Wukong because of all the media storm away from Game of the Year, and no, it is actually one of the 6 games up for Game of the Year. I think there are 2 games that are possibly going to beat it out depending on public opinion and things like that. But the fact that Dragon Age the Veilguard only got 1 or 2 nominations fucking total, like it's almost not even on the, and most of the games that are in the Game of the Year were mentioned in multiple other categories. And Dragon Age the Veilguard, I think I remember hearing it for sure in 1. I will say possibly 2 in case I forgot. I'm surprised, guys. The tide is turning.
There are multiple signs of it. I still think it's concerning that Veilguard even got 2 nominations because even that is insane. Because all reports, and we've seen, the proof of it from the people playing it. That game is a piece of crap.
One of them was like something about innovation, so I think that they're talking about like technical innovation. They did something technically in the game. I think was one of them. And I'm like, all right. I mean, yeah, if they did something technical in the game that I don't know about, and it's innovative, like, yeah, go for it. Cool. Okay. That doesn't necessarily make the game good, but okay, if they're nominating it for this thing that that is technical, yeah, okay, fine, whatever.
The Game Awards, they've already shown their colors, right? They're a corporate paid, bought, award show where the games that actually deserve it don't get the awards that they have. And so that's why Stuttering Craig's The Real Game Awards that he is launching looks to be very, very good. But did you hear what they tried to do? The guy who runs the Game Awards, Jeff Keighley, he tried to trademark the Game Awards. Just the Game Awards. Because Stuttering Craig over from Side Scrollers, love Craig, he's a good guy. I had a great AI art debate on Side Scrollers. It was a lot of fun for me.
I remember that.
You should look it up. It's a great debate.
Oh, no. I made a video on it, and I said that I think all of you guys were wrong because the premise in which you guys were arguing was never agreed upon. I watched that whole debate and did a video on it.
Well, it's not the first time you've been wrong, Royce. It's okay.
No, I wasn't wrong. I said that you guys didn't agree. I'll send you the video, Shad. I
think I've seen the video. I disagree with you. I don't remember much, but I remember I disagreed. So Craig, he is launching the Real Game Awards. I'm sure you guys have heard of this, right? And I think it's a great idea what he's doing, much needed. And then this guy has come in and tried to trademark the Game Awards, and it seems like the whole reason is to try and block Craig from making the Real Game Awards.
Where the hold on, whoa, that's a wild claim.
That's my speculation, but why
that's
else?
Speculation, okay.
Yeah, why else though would he want to trade? By the way, trademarking the Game Awards and things like that is such scummy bullcrap. Remember when the Fine Brothers tried to trademark the word react?
I was about to say, I want to make a comparison. The Fine Brothers wanted to trademark the word react.
Yep.
Didn't go over so well.
When did they start? When did he actually file for the trademark?
It seems recently. I don't have the exact date.
Okay,
this is
that would be that more research needs to be done on this before I can make a claim on that. Because I know that the Game Awards, because Jeff Keighley started the Game Awards back in 2013, 2014, something like that. So he's had it for 10 years. And
started it in 2014.
Okay, so he started it in 2014. So it's 10 years old at this point. So this is the big 10th anniversary. And if he started it, it's his thing that he did. That's the Game Awards, specifically, the Game Awards. I would need to see a lot of evidence to prove malicious intent, to go against like what Craig is doing for the Real Game Awards.
It's a scummy move regardless, though, trying to trademark the title.
I don't think it is. I think it's a business move. I don't think it's a scummy move at all.
No, it can be
like,
both.
That's like me trademarking my name, A Drink with Crazy. Like, why would that wouldn't be scummy? That is literally a brand thing that I use for my channel. Like, that's not.
But that's more unique than just the Game Awards.
But again, the Game Awards was one of the biggest ones. It was kind of what do they say? First in, best dressed. Again, more I'm not gonna say it's scummy until I see something scummy about it. It's again just trademarking a name isn't inherently wrong. Intent behind it, maybe it's too broad of a term. That I could see that. I could see that. But
yeah, it's way too broad.
But again, that's where somebody could say the real Game Awards, similar with how
that's
like
what Craig is doing.
Nerdrotic and Az get around like with saying the real BBC, which is obviously, and they say, oh no, it's bags, boards, and comics, but obviously it's a shot across the bow at the BBC over in England. Or in the UK, but yeah, I would say that I don't know. That's a lot of speculation on my part. That's a big.
I think it's an act of desperation because Craig's initiative to launch the Real Game Awards is going to be successful and it's going to become, I feel, the biggest and most legitimate, if not the biggest, the most legitimately regarded Game Awards thing, because it's going to be voted on by gamers. You need to subscribe. And so that means you're going to sidestep and avoid mass flagging campaigns to try and get certain games awarded.
Yeah, you've got to pay for it to be able to do it.
Which makes complete sense. And so to me, this actually reeks of a desperate move because they feel threatened by what Craig is doing.
But why?
Because it's like...
But
so the Game Awards, they survive on like sponsorships, promos, and stuff during the thing. And so if they lose eyeballs to the Real Game Awards, they're going to lose heaps of money. And so they see it as a threat, and they want to try and shut it down. And by Craig naming it the Real Game Awards, when people look up the Game Awards, guess what? They're also going to find the Real Game Awards as well that Craig is running. Okay,
hold on.
And so, I absolutely think they feel threatened by it.
I don't think that they do at all, but I would need to see a lot more evidence to back that claim. Okay, so the Real Game Awards, when I search it on Google, does pop up, but you also get top stories of the Game Awards here, therealgameawards.com. That's good to see that. That's good to see that the X popped up. Okay, now if I just type in the Game Awards, I want to see if the Real Game Awards pops up here.
Maybe not yet, but the traffic will increase as the Real Game Awards get bigger. It'll increase the awareness of it.
But I'm wondering why this thing that's been around for 10 years all of a sudden feels threatened by something that's very brand new. I need more evidence of this. That's all I'm asking for. Because
it actually has the potential to replace them.
Okay, but how do you quantify potential?
What do you mean?
Who are the advertisers that are getting behind it? Is it only
Craig doesn't want to have advertisers on it.
Okay, so immediately they're not going to make more money, so that's something.
Wait, hang on. You don't know that. You could make way more money if he gets enough people on board to be subscribers to be able to vote. That's the structure of it. That's why it's so clever.
But you're also saying the Game Awards, something that's been around for 10 years, that's widely known by the vast majority of gamers, whereas
widely panned.
Craig is only known by our niche of the internet.
By the way, which is growing, by the way, and the actual Game Awards are constantly getting panned for their bullcrap.
Well, yeah, and they are, and that's something there that I think is a tick in Craig's corner. Exactly. But again, I'm wondering. I think it's way wild to say that they feel threatened.
Oh, they do. I 100% think they do.
I don't think they feel threatened by Craig specifically. They could feel threatened by the amount of gamers out there that are tired of their BS, which is probably why certain games didn't make it to the
Why are
game
they
of the
only
year.
trying to trademark it now after Craig has launched the Game Awards?
Let's go to the US Trademark Office.
Yeah, find out when it was launched.
Because
if they launched this like a couple of years ago, they could have already had it, right? It doesn't take that long.
Not necessarily depends on trademark.
If he initiates the trademark and they like, oh, wait a minute, we have a show called this, they might be like going in and going, okay, now we have to litigate it. Now we have to protect our trademark. They're kind of required to. So
Moriarty showed here, right, that Jeff Keighley And when did Moriarty post this? This will come up on this.
Pending the Game Awards. Okay, so there's a couple
So
of different.
This
Game
is
Awards.
Moriarty announced this in November 16, so it's recent, right? That Jeff Keighley is attempting to trademark Game Awards with the U.S. Patent Office, meaning no one else.
Application filing date January 15th of 2024.
See, that's directly seems to be like right after Craig has been announcing what he's doing.
Hold on, wait. When did Craig first announce the Game Awards? Was it last year? Or was it? It was this year then.
I'll need to look it up.
Yeah, let's look that up. Let's look at it. No, the dates matter here. I think that's fair. What did he? It was he announced it on the side scrollers, right?
Yeah, and I believe this is the video where he announced it on.
What date was that?
8 months ago.
What date specifically? You should be able to pull that up, right?
It just says 8 months. Doesn't give the exact.
Yeah, it should hit more.
March 19, 2024.
Okay, so this trademark was filed in January 15th.
Can we go back to bashing Veilguard or something?
So this was filed 2 months before that.
This is so boring.
So there was this big fight that united the entire planet.
But again, I'm just saying, if they're threatened by what Craig is doing, the filing would have happened after his announcement of the real Game Awards.
Well, I know Craig was talking about it before he made the video getting people to subscribe.
Did you catch the fight?
And so the announcement could have actually happened before this video dropped. And I think it actually
Tyson fight? I caught that one. Oh, right? Absolutely. Oh, don't get me started on the Tyson fight. I was angry, but I haven't been legitimately angry in a long time.
You guys want to talk about the Mike Tyson?
Well, I'm just saying,
I was disappointed.
It was the last. It was the single most. I mean, there hasn't been a cultural moment outside of war and politics like this since before freaking cable television.
I feel like election
everybody on Twitter was talking about this. Nobody was talking about anything else all freaking day.
The world was talking about this. People at my work were talking about this.
I actually made a tweet saying, "Oh, these losers! Imagine being angry at Trump when Tyson is about to fight. It's Mike Tyson. How can you be angry at Trump when Mike Tyson is going to fight? It doesn't make any sense. These people are losers." It's Mike Tyson. Okay. Can you stop being angry for 5 minutes and look at Mike Tyson?
Am I one of the few people out that I didn't really care about this? Look, I wanted to know who won.
Yes.
But like, it was a gimmick from the beginning.
No, dude, it was
not
rigged,
serious.
Dude. It was rigged.
That was rigged.
I mean, exactly. That's my point. Yeah, like I never took it seriously from the announcement.
I didn't think
Tyson
Mike,
was angry now.
Dude, I get he's old and he probably needs money, but freaking, I didn't think he'd sell out. I thought
he would at least land a few more punches, but he came in like a lame duck. Like he
couldn't. He could. The day before this came out, did you see the guy with the video that read the contract? The contract says if he makes the least amount of money if he knocks Paul out in the first round, and then it's subsequent amounts of money he can make, and then the most amount of money he could make.
I've seen a lot of fight contracts.
The most he could make is if he made it all 8 rounds and never knocked him out.
What a ripoff!
What happened?
See, I'm not sure that's a real contract. It's up in the air if that's the real contract or something that's floating around.
That came out before the fight.
That's a good thing you want to confirm, actually, if we could get confirmation that was the
contract.
But if the
contract, there is a contract, I would assume it might be something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. But it might not be the right one. It might be like a report on the contract. I don't know. But
I think he was biting his glove because he was so pissed off that he couldn't tear this kid's head off.
You reckon that's why he was doing it?
Tyson has a temper.
I mean, have you seen the clip where Tyson says, like, he doesn't give a crap about legacy? You're dead, you're dead. Have you seen that clip?
Yeah.
So I think
kid.
Yeah.
Like he can at least bit his ear off or something.
Right. No, like if with that in context, I don't think he gave a crap about having, proving that he could do it, winning everything. He wanted a cash grab. He wanted money. And if the reports are true about the contract, and we haven't had confirmation that they are, but if the contract says he makes the most money by lengthening it out all rounds, I reckon that's why he did it. He just wanted to get as much money as he can. And he probably cleaned up. Both of them probably made so much money from this thing.
It felt like election night again, but this time it was 2020. It wasn't as great.
Well, on this topic as well, Netflix really struggled.
That was
Holy
bad. Dude, I was
cow, dude.
so
That was so
pissed. My
bad.
Netflix kept dropping. I was like, how do you drop the ball? This is the
Loading.
biggest cultural thing since what? Game of Thrones?
No,
more than
come
that.
on.
Loading.
No, I'm just saying, when was the
Upgrade.
last time? I said since. When
No, I'm
was
just
the
saying,
last?
Game of Thrones is a fraction of this.
Yeah,
Not
okay,
everybody
yeah,
was-
that's
the
what-
election was a bigger cultural thing by like 100 times than this.
But that's what I'm saying. It's besides politics and wars. This, because dude, I've been pitching this
and
message
then
since
no,
one
that-
of my
I'm
earliest
just
comic
wondering,
books, dude.
When was the last time the world?
That's what I'm saying.
world
That's what I'm
was-
saying. Since before cable TV,
Yeah.
because before cable TV, everybody had the same cultural experience every night.
Mhm.
Everybody watched freaking Cheers, dude.
Yeah.
Everybody watched MASH.
The
Everybody
last
watched
episode
Brady
of
Bunch.
Seinfeld was
Right.
was probably one of them, right?
Yep.
Like that was huge. Yeah, this was and Netflix dropped the ball.
Like, isn't the Super Bowl bigger than this? Like,
No, so many people don't.
don't
give a
they
damn
get
about
crazy views on that? And some of the comments I've been hearing is like because Netflix is trying to bring some sports content, live sports content onto the platform, and that if they can't handle the Jake Paul Tyson fight, they really need to shape up if they're going to be doing
Well, dude, they're
some
gonna do
mainstream sports
the
events.
Christmas NFL game on Netflix. The
See?
contract's already signed.
That's what I mean.
That's not
And
going to
so-
be good, dude.
Well, no. Netflix is going to easily bounce back from it. This is kind of a test
Yeah.
to see what
They
what
probably
they can
made some
handle.
money on this. That's not.
They did, right? And
they-
they're just going to invest and build out their infrastructure to be able to handle it. They have the
They-
money.
Okay, hold on. 60 million households tuned in to
Oh.
watch the fight.
Oh,
You know that means like how many subscribers does Netflix have?
At least 60, probably 60 million.
That's insane.
I know.
Like,
I actually saw
they
something
would be
really
making
cool. I saw
so
that
much money each month. It's
Tyler-
mind-boggling.
Tyler from a channel called Drawn Talk shared a tweet. He goes, "The best part about the fight was my bill at the bar getting comped because I let them use my Netflix login so the bar could watch the fight." I was like, "Yeah!" But dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's how big this was. Is like people wanted to watch it, and they're like, "Fuck, we don't have a Netflix, and we got a guy at the. Hey, I got a Netflix. You just want to use it?" Like,
Yeah.
dude, it was so my
And
wife.
think about that. That's 60 million accounts.
Yeah, not people.
That's it's got to be at least
No,
at least minimum two.
No, that's
people.
households.
Is-
That's not
right.
accounts.
Is that-
That's households.
Right.
Because it would register the ISP if it was on the same.
Yeah. No,
So,
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So you have to say it's at least 120 million people. were
Oh,
watching.
at least minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Minimum.
Oh, dude.
like it wasn't. I guess it was that big. I just didn't see that much interest in it. But I guess I've never been a huge boxing fan. So
Well, I
He-
grew up. I mean, Tyson's only 5 years older than me, and so he was like, dude, he was like he was the juggernaut, man. That dude was the pit bull.
It was
juggernaut.
everybody-
Oh, I've
wanted-
seen some of his classic
Everybody
fights.
wanted to
He was-
see him knock Jake Paul the fuck out.
Yeah, they did. They did.
I'm not.
Everyone wanted to see, yeah.
I'm not gonna say that it's rigged. I
I
need
am.
to see more evidence to say that.
Okay, well, hang
If it
on.
comes
Here's the
out,
thing.
though,
Rigged.
If it
Here
comes
is
out though, and it is
complete speculation.
shame on him.
Complete speculation. Okay,
Okay,
I'm not
let's go.
saying this is true or anything, but everyone believed that Tyson was going to win.
Everybody
He was the one, and so
Oh, yeah.
Tyson knew
I
that
know
as
people
well.
that thought Paul was going to win because they watched Paul fight, and he's a strong dude. He's got a hell of a
From
arm on him.
most people that I saw talk about it in the lead up, it was all Tyson.
Well, they helped.
And not only that, not only did they think he would win, they also wanted him to win to see, as you know, Royce just said, to see Jake Paul get knocked out by him.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
I was looking
do
forward.
you
to
reckon it's not
Yeah,
out
too
of the realms of possibility that Tyson could have bet on that on
Just threw
Paul
the,
to win and
I
then
mean,
through the
I
fight?
threw the
I
fight
would
in the most
just
like
need-
obvious way possible.
Like,
Yeah.
he seems
just
like
didn't-
he threw
just
it.
Didn't throw punches.
Like, what are
right?
these punches he's throwing? Like they're choreographed and like
If
this
he
is not a
did
pro
that,
punch.
What if there was a booker that came to and said, Tyson, if you throw this for us, we can clean up. I've got the biggest paycheck for you
I would
ever.
need.
He
I just.
probably made a
All speculation.
9-figure paycheck.
All speculation. There's no.
I-
I'll bet you anything he made a 9-figure paycheck on it.
Oh, just on the Patreon
I bet it
alone.
did. Oh, I bet it
tricked
did.
us though. They tricked us though, because some of those training videos that were spreading around, even the training videos that they played right before he walked out, were 4 years old. A lot of them were
Well, that was
old
before he
training
was
videos.
injured, right?
That was
Yeah,
before he was injured and before his surgeries this year.
Yeah, so that they were
Yeah, but
playing
he
them like they
came
were
out,
like,
dude. Those first 2 rounds, he came out like he, you know,
I don't know, dude. He was slow in them first two.
he was
I
slow.
thought.
He was still slow. He was just better. He
was
had
just
gas
better.
for like 10 seconds.
Well, because he wasn't
And then he
gassed yet. He really didn't
was
get
quick.
gassed until that 5th round, dude. That 5th round, I was like, "Whoo, he does not look good." When he was sitting in the corner in the 5th, right after the 5th, and they were giving him water and checking his mouth guard and all that, I was like, "Man, he just didn't look good."
And then Jake Paul just kind of like stayed away and kind of let him.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what he did. Well, dude,
yeah,
there was
he
a
ran.
5-inch
Jake
reach.
Paul was running
guy had-
for the first 4 rounds.
Dude, the guy had to close in a 5-inch reach from a kid who didn't have a bad knee. Like, I mean,
the funniest moment was, how come you kept biting? You go, I have a biting fixation.
Oh, well, yeah, in someone's ear, so it's believable. I was like, when I heard that, I was like, okay, yeah, all right.
Oh snap!
So yeah, it was a fight. By all accounts, disappointing. Netflix kind of sucked in being able to service that many viewers. They'll prepare for the next time and fix that up. And this is the thing, right? I think people are kind of, and look, I'm like this as well. When I see like a gimmick matchup, even if the last one was disappointing, you just want to see it. And so there'll be another one where it'll be like someone versus someone, and people are like, I gotta see it.
Is it the lightweight? Is it the who is it? One of the world champions is he's not the heavyweight champion. He's one of the lighter weight champions. Challenged him and said, "All right, you want to take on a current champion, Jake? Let's go." And I was like, "Ooh, that would be the one that it'd be like, all right,
yeah,
Tyson was old. What about a guy who's in it right now?"
Well, the question is, can we be paid off? I think the better.
I mean, anybody can be paid off with any amount of money.
Like Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate, like, we wanted to fight Jake Paul. I was like, okay, well, that guy probably won't take the money.
I wouldn't watch that fight. There's no way I would watch.
No, Andrew Tate's just saying that because he's trying to be.
He's desperate for attention and relevance. Yeah.
No, but again, I can't sit here and think that everybody gets paid off because they're not me. I try to think that people would have as much integrity as I would. And not to say that I've never been put in that situation, but I just can't think that somebody's bought off, because if I think that somebody else is getting
think he was bought off because he wasn't Tyson.
Yeah, he's 58 years old, dude. Of course he's not Tyson. Tyson wasn't winning matches at the end of his fucking career. Like, he won
He's only 5 years older than me, and I take on kids half my age too, so.
Yeah, but not trained boxers, dude.
No,
but he was looking pretty good at 54. Like at 54 years old, he was looking pretty good.
Yeah. Look,
he fought Roy Jones Jr. at 54.
People wanted to see Mike unload on him in the first round, without mercy, and they didn't get it. It looked like he was holding back from.
We want to see Tyson punch him a little bit. But here's a watch out! Here comes a little punch. Okay, he got him like maybe once or twice.
What I wanted to see was when Jake Paul stuck his tongue out. I wanted to see an uppercut.
Oh, that would have been.
His tongue is that would have been a good point to do the uppercut. The other fights in that program are really good. They're all bloody and like really hard.
Dude, the girls fought hard. That was brutal.
Oh,
the girl's face is falling off.
Dude, did you see that? She
would the muscle.
Her fucking eyelid was hanging, man. Like,
you can see the muscle.
Dude, I swear, before they at the end of the fight, they glued it back up so she could be on camera. It was bad, dude.
And then she lost.
Oh.
All right, hey, gentlemen.
I had to avert my eyes while they were interviewing her.
Did you see this? I think this is just glorious. Sweet justice. So Disney has come crawling back to X. Right?
Yeah, advertising again.
Get wrecked.
I know.
This
is such sweet justice, because remember, they all boycotted X because had so much problematic content on it, when Facebook and Instagram had more, vastly more, but they're not boycotting it. They did it because Elon was pushing for, conservative, and he was Trump, obviously edging towards supporting Trump. He was supporting free speech at the time. That was the main thing. And they all boycotted Twitter because it's such a horrible, toxic place, which is just a bullcrap talking point. The internet is a horrible, toxic place, and Facebook is actually even worse, right? But they all boycotted to make this false moral stand, mainly because they just didn't like Elon. And Elon's response, we all remember it. It was just so glorious. Go F yourself. Right?
Go fuck yourself.
To Bob Iger.
And that would be wild if they all came back and started advertising again. Like all of them, all the ones that left. That would be wild.
This is so good. Listen to this, right?
I have to ask you about Elon Musk tweeting overnight that after funding a lawsuit from a fired Mandalorian actress against Disney, that he will fund any Disney employee that wants to sue you. What's your response to this?
None.
Cowed and in his place.
Wow. None. Just none. Wow. Duh. Yeah. Nope. He needs all those crazy right wingers on fucking X to go back and buy Disney Plus.
He knows it.
All Elon had to do was say no. No, I'm not going to kowtow to you. No, I'm not going to change my policies based on your advertisement threats. And they come crawling back. Turns out no is a very powerful word in today's market.
And look, we've been saying this for years. When the cancel mob comes at you, tell them to jump off a bridge and get stuffed. They don't have as much power as you think. They only have as much power as people give them if they yield to their mob mentality, browbeating bullcrap. And if you tell them to just go jump, they can't do a thing.
This
Elon
is a catharsis.
Isn't it great? He said,
So
go
good.
F yourself. And look who comes crawling back. Comcast, Disney, and IBM are among advertisers returning to X after ad freeze. Ah!
Oh, dude. Wow. Comcast and IBM as well.
Yep.
Wow. That's wild. Oh, man. That's so cathartic. Oh.
And look, X is so much bigger and more influential now than when it was Twitter, right? Like,
because it's allowed to be.
It is free speech and prosper, right? It's running on a fraction of the employers or employees. He was able to cut the fat, gut all the useless people there, and so it's way more efficient. And then it has more monetization systems built in with people signing up and getting their verified thing to get unlimited length tweets, access to Grok. It's actually good. It's good value. Grok is a pretty powerful AI that you can get instant access to, which is really useful, as well as no limit on tweets and other features like that. I think it's actually good value. And so it has that monetization on it. Advertisers are coming back. He's going to be making a profit from that purchase, even though people thought it was like, sucker, you were forced to pay for it, and now it's worth nothing. It's like, no, X has become the most influential social media platform at the moment for breaking news.
Well, they keep trying to make other ones, and they just don't work.
When they tried to shame Elon Musk for that purchase, it was cope. Now we know it was all cope.
Yes, it was all cope. Because that's the thing. They knew how useful Twitter was even back in the day.
That's why they're trying to strangle people's right to speak on.
Because Twitter was what makes Twitter and now X so absolutely just huge is it's a normie platform. And when they controlled it, they could literally control the zeitgeist of what the normies thought. And a lot of normies left, but now all of a sudden Elon's got it, and people are coming back. People want to go see it. People want to see what Trump says on Twitter now. People want to go see what this person said on Twitter. No, don't get me wrong. There's still a lot of blood sport on the website.
Oh, there is.
It is the PvP
a lot of crap.
server. Yeah,
it's the wild west of the internet again. But that's the good thing. Like Twitter is unironically the best place to get unfiltered breaking news. like the election, the assassination attempts, large political events and breaking news. It's all on Twitter before anything else.
Shad, this is a really interesting tweet or an interesting message. Windy City Weeb says, I literally watched my cousin get red pilled in real time because of this. What do you mean specifically because of this here? The advertisers returning, or is there something more specific?
Or maybe the unfiltered feeds.
Oh yeah, the unfiltered thing. Yeah,
maybe it's us. Watch the Culture Crusade. Boom, red pill.
Red pill. Dishing out them red pills.
I mean, and look, there is still false stuff on Twitter, but guess what? Community Notes does a friggin' great job. It's actually one of the better moderation systems that we've seen on social media platforms at the moment.
Doing my part, I go in there and I say, "Oh, this is helpful," or "This is not helpful."
Yes, right. And so Community Notes does a great job filtering out. You have to be careful because sometimes there has been like false images shared. But what you can do, you just pay attention because people are on the ball with vetting information, and it was really satisfying to get so much direct, unfiltered stuff from recent events, like the assassination attempt, unfiltered videos that the mainstream, didn't get to lock down or anything like that, just showing flat. This is exactly firsthand, direct information about what went down right here from people's direct video recordings, and it just. Because Twitter enabled it to reach the world, man, that's huge, right? And so it has actually become very important, even though, look, there's still crap on it. It is still blood sports. There's still douche idiots on it. But hey, just block them and ignore. Like, you don't have to do it.
Like I said, dude, it's wild. I hate saying it feels like something is changing because I just don't want to get my hopes up because the last 10 years have just sucked. It culturally sucked. Mm-hmm. But it really does feel like you can't shake it. Like it feels like something is changing. It feels like something is moving in the right direction.
In the US, things are getting worse in Australia and the UK. Like, that property tax for farmers in the UK is a disaster.
That's going to kill them. That's going to be a massacre.
Like it's concerning. It is really concerning. And so, look, it's not like the world has been fixed. It's just we've been seeing some very significant wins. Things are really going well in the US. And what my hope is that the US influences most other Western nations, UK and Australia. We actually get the follow-on effects, right? We started to get imports, all this woke crap from the US. Thanks, guys, by the way. Hey, no joke. People started trying to have BLM protests in Australia.
Hang on our every word,
right?
That's a you guys thing.
There's
just because we say dumb stuff doesn't mean you have to listen, and you did,
right?
And you did.
Luckily, though, things are changing for the better, and I hope that will have an effect as well.
Because one of the Black Lives Matter founders voted for Trump.
No shit.
Yeah, that was an article. So.
And like Royce, you're talking about things healing. Have you seen this one? Like,
I legit just saw that on Twitter. Yeah, and attractive biology. I don't
healthy weight. Like
she looks like she's
wins. What?
She looks very, very orange. And
why she's got a 10?
Orange.
I'm not there. No.
But no, that's not the point, Royce. The point
I know what the point.
Well, then stop getting distracted by 10s.
By orange.
Shad, I am exhausted right now. I told you what we've been going through the last 48 hours in the house. I haven't it's not good.
No, we're starting to reach towards the end, and it's been a wild, fun stream so far. But there's just a couple of things to share and have fun. Oh, that's Mike, you got something? Look
AI.
At that.
This is AI's Rachel
okay,
Zegler with
that's
snow.
Not
that looks
bad.
Great. That looks great.
Much better.
Have you been working on that this whole time?
Nah, just right now.
Okay, no, that's way better than that nightmare fuel that you shared earlier.
I know,
that
but the nightmare fuel is funny.
I don't like the nose. I think the nose is pointed up too much. It looks like a plastic surgery nose.
Yeah, I went through probably about 15 renditions before. I actually had to ask Grok to write me a prompt for what I wanted.
Although she kind of looks like she has an attitude to her, like she's about to tell off the prince for like, hey, excuse me, I'm a strong, independent woman.
It's the nose, dude. I pointed this out to my wife, and she can't unsee it now. I was like, it's funny, you can point out nose jobs really easily because like somebody's staring at you like straight on, their like nose is pointed up, and you can like see into their nostrils. And my wife is like, oh wait, hold on. And so she started seeing it.
You could get that's a pug nose. There's girls.
I mean, it looks great.
There are. I see it a lot with plastic surgery, or with nose
they want
jobs.
the pug nose. They want the pug.
Why
nose.
would you want that? Why would you want people to see up?
I know
nose?
a guy that loves chicks with pug noses. So
Wait, that's a thing.
Not my thing. Not my thing.
Wait, are you being serious right now? Really?
Yeah, there's feet, there's legs, and there's pug nose.
Hey, because we're showing off some of our AI art. I got
oh no, you started him on it. Oh no,
no,
Mike, we were home free. We were home free. Why?
If you don't like if you don't like this image that I'm about to show you, I don't know that you have bad taste.
I'm going to dislike it just because it's you, Shad.
Really? We'll wait for it because this is probably the most impressive AI image I've ever made. It took a bit of work. Are you ready? You ready for this? Check this out.
Okay.
Wrong way.
There you go.
There we go. Check this out.
Okay, that's all right. That's actually.
I told you, man. Look how friggin' sick this is.
Based off of your wife, if I'm.
No, this one isn't. I can show you one that is, but
no. Sorry. The facial structures just look similar.
Yeah, just got a delicate facial structure, but look at the detail, man. Like, look at the resolution. Look at the it's got emotion. It's got movement in it. Look at that friggin' dragon. It's coming forward. It's got the perspective shot with the hair coming forward. Like, and the fire. Like, fire looks great.
The eyes are just a little bit off for the emotion happening. Outside of that, the rest of it looks fucking killer.
Yeah. I'm stepping.
That dragon, though.
I told you, dude.
Scrolling on the dragon.
Yeah.
I want to see the scales, on the side of his face and stuff. I want to see how detailed it gets on. Bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is fire.
I told you, like probably the best one I've ever made. And
wow.
And by the way, like this is where AI artist actually is a legitimate title because you cannot. This is impossible to get with a single prompt. This took 10 hours work with multiple manual edits, multiple changes and fixes, and man. Like, actually, I could probably show you some of the process stages because it was, but I'm purposely putting in a lot of effort to step up some of my AI art game because I want to make stuff that's actually potentially commercially viable. Like, this is like for me, like on a display poster or something like that. Like that looks wicked.
Oh, okay. No, I would get that on a display. Again, there's her face is there's something off. I can't, and I don't know what it is. I think it's scrolling on her face for a minute. I'm being genuinely constructively critical.
Look, there's actually things that I can pick out, but I don't want to point them out because
no, that's fine. Yeah. It's something about her mouth, like in that, like because she's going It's something about the mouth and the eyes aren't matching up to me. Chat, do you see it? Is it Uncanny Valley? Is it just the Uncanny Valley that I'm getting? She's got a lazy eye. No, I don't think she does. Reminds me of Margot Robbie.
Sorry.
No, it does. Stop it, chat. You're being mean now.
No, her left eye looks like it's pointing up.
Oh, it does.
I could fix it. That's a one I could fix.
Okay. There's something. I wish I could describe what I'm seeing, but like,
look, I could point it out because I think I know what you're referring to.
Do you know what it is? Because I can't.
There's a couple of things.
It's something about like the eye, the way the mouth and the eyes just aren't matching up with the tonal.
Do you want to see the first generation that I built this image from?
Okay.
You might fall down about like. This was the first generation.
Wait,
right.
Whoa,
it's a mess, but I could see the potential. I was able to take that and turn it into this. Okay.
I think the sword needs to be pointed the other way.
Yeah, of course.
On the other, no, that's not bad though. That's
Well,
not bad. I mean, it is a mess. The tail
so
isn't connected.
This showed me like there's potential here. So then in Photoshop, I restructured the entire image. So this next stage was done manually by hand. And now you can start to recognize some of the image, right? From there to there. And that's the foundational building image that I worked from. And then it was a matter of regenerating fixes, manual edits, refining, picking out things. So like from all these parts here to get to this, that's actually, you can see some of the construction.
Wait, go to that face. Scroll into her face right now. Okay. That looks better to me.
This already is a composite from the previous generations. And so then I put it together. It's like, all right, then I start to build up on that again, regenerating, increasing resolution, focusing on sections now, improving. And it takes a lot of work to get a really flawless, finished, high resolution image. And so this was me doing the breastplate, right? Picking the style, finding things that work, refining the prompt, regenerating. It's like, oh, that one has potential. Working again, and then from all these ones, getting the best ones, and then compiling together into this, and this is the base for the new generation, and then working on that, building that up, and then you start to recognize, okay, we're getting much closer, and then, look, this is where we get to the start at the final ones, and then that's it, that's the breastplate, and same process for the skirt and legs, building the image piece by piece until you get the final result.
Is this stable diffusion?
No, stop it.
So this is actually Forge UI. It uses stable diffusion, but the user interface is called Forge that I work with. Oh, actually, it's a combination of stable diffusion and Flux. So all these ones stay like all the previous generations here. This is all with stable diffusion XL custom models. So all these ones here. A lot of use of Juggernaut, which is a phenomenal model. But the first one that I built it all from is Flux. Flux can handle and understand dynamic prompting better. And so that's what gave me these ones. These are base Flux models here. And so it's a combination of a lot of different ones. Anyway, blame Mike. He got me started on it.
I know. No,
I do not apologize.
I'm too tired. I'm too tired to blame more people. I'm out of blame right now.
All right,
but hey,
I was messing with Grok with what you're describing yours.
Okay, so what you want to
do? Flaming sword.
It looks good, but I wanted her fighting the dragon, so I need to specify girl on the left, dragon on the right, and actually pace it out. And by the way, Grok is founded on Flux, so you're essentially using the Flux.
If you did an AI, that would be really cool. So my wife's favorite game. And I'm so tired. I literally can't remember the name, and I say it all the time. It was a female character, and she rode a dragon in the game. God, I cannot remember the game now. PlayStation 2. What? God. Anyway, that would be really cool. It'd be really cool. Well, it'd be really cool to see that version, high resolution, her character from her favorite game with her dragon. From her favorite game that I cannot remember the name of right now because my brain is just gone. It'd be really cool to see that high resolution. That was
fun. I mean, it's so fun to do this stuff. So this is Flux, so the same basic model system that Grok uses. And so these are some of the first generations from Flux that I was building from.
That looks cool. It's like the one that you generated. Wait, the one that you generated where she's fighting with the flames. And then she tames the dragon, and then she gets to a point where now the dragon fights with her because she has tamed it, or has taken its egg and now the egg, and she's a dragon tamer. She's not just a dragon killer; she's a dragon tamer.
I have other AI projects that I'm working on.
Amos Hill, Draken, thank you.
Oh man,
Amos.
I have something. I have something so funny, but I can't share it publicly yet, guys.
Just remind me of a story.
If you want to see something cool, hang out after we close off the stream, and I'll show you. Chat, it'll be revealed in the future, but there's something I'm working on. Upping some of the cool stuff I could do, and I'll reveal something in the future. But
I'm so tired, I'm going to die.
All right, but anyway, we do have to wrap it up, guys. We're going to grab the last super chats. We've got Austin Huff 499 says, I'll be gone by the time you read this, but thought I'd drop by. Here's some dough for you. What about dragons? Dude, thank you very much, Austin. We appreciate you. Vulture 1066 says, winter here, -10 in Norway. In Australia, it's not bad. I think I might have already gotten that one, but we got it again just in case. And so we are wrapping up the stream now. It's been wild fun as usual. Thanks for everyone joining us. And remember, hang out for Culture Crusade in the future. Guys, where are you? Where you're from? Tell us about what you're working on. Royce.
San Diego, California.
A Drink with Crazy on YouTube. Also A Drink with Crazy Live, where I cover awesome indie projects. I talk about gaming over on my primary channel. I do some other stuff too once in a while. But yeah, no, I talk about the gaming industry right now. I really like talking about the numbers, how things are going to possibly succeed or fail based off of the numbers and what companies are expecting, because that's interesting to me. But yeah, that's where I've been. Wednesdays and Fridays, tune in my live stream channel. You're going to find the best indie creators on the planet on my live stream channels. It's going to be freaking awesome. If you guys are looking for something new and not just what Hollywood is putting out, I have it. I know where to find it. It's on my Drink with Crazy Live channel every Wednesday and Friday. I'm tired. Okay, I did it. I did what you asked. Shad, let me go now.
Did your kid get married yesterday?
Hey, but remember,
No,
Royce,
what?
hang out behind the scenes after we sign off, because I got something cool to show you. But Lit Dev, what are you up to?
You can find me on YouTube, Literature Devil, the channel. I go over all this writing, debunk all their crazy nonsense, and it's been pretty fun. But if you're interested, every weekday morning at the very least, I typically have a show called Morning Nonsense, which kind of goes over the nonsense of the day. This morning, I just went over Absolute Superman. Starts around 8:35 Eastern AM and the AM Eastern. You want to check it out? And I'll be there every day, every weekday.
Awesome. And Mike, what you up to, mate?
Well, my daughter got married yesterday.
Yeah, that's
So that's the best thing that's happened.
Yeah.
So I finished up some work, and I'm going to get back to making videos. I actually recorded a Poison Ivy redesign, which I'm not sure if it's a little too risque. So,
Poison Ivy's supposed to be sexy.
yeah, she has to be sexy. I mean,
that's the point of her character.
yeah.
Is it redesign? Is her just naked?
No.
I mean, sometimes
There's leaves, okay?
Yeah.
Or more than one?
I understand it, because as a Christian, I believe in modesty for women, but at the same time, when you're creating characters that have not only different standards to you, but there's also context and situation, because modesty is a social understood construct, and it depends on what is modest in the culture, what's the modesty of the culture is based in, and so I get.
And then it's her character too, because it's like she's all about the plants and stuff, and plants are beautiful, like flowers and what I mean, their purpose and their design is all just beauty. And it's like you can't make an ugly flower. Yes. You can't make an ugly poison ivy. Yeah, right? Exactly. You can't. It's just, I don't know. Something I gotta figure out. Huh? Yeah. They've tried. Oh yeah, they did in the video game. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, oh, gosh, they made a
little pig-faced girl as poison ivy, and I'm like,
really weird. What?
I also do a daily Bible study on my cross examinations channel. So it's a separate channel if you guys are into that. Buddy Rabbit's a frequent guest, or not guest, but frequent chat fellow. So.
Oh, that's great. Hey, I have in the works big Gladiator 2 review. I've already recorded it, fully scripted. It's gonna be fire, and hopefully that'll be out tonight for me, which would be tomorrow morning for guys in the US. And yeah, because it released early over here compared to the US, and so I've already seen Gladiator 2. And wait for my review. I got lots to say. And of course, video just dropped on Shadiversity. Sword versus cop. Who do you think wins, guys? We react to sword.
Cops have
depends on who's wielding.
Yeah. So we react to sword versus cop videos, and you can look. It's still funny. Some surprising stuff does happen, but at the same time,
cop wins in every scenario except the
you can kind of predict what happens. So check out that content. Subscribe to Night's Watch and Shadiversity and all our wonderful hosts. So hope you guys enjoy that. We will see you next time, and as always, stay on watch.